Good afternoon, folks. This is Marius Landman. We are quickly going to go through the 8 January 2019 Bitcoin update. Bitcoin has 32% to go and strong altcoins that are identified in the model portfolio between 60 and 80% gains. Now, 2019 is going to be characterized by the year of the crypto farmer. In our previous report, we stated that Bitcoin had 40% to go to the high point. Bitcoin has now moved up 8% and now has approximately 32% to go, with altcoins approximately 60, even up to 80%. We saw some nice price action in the last 2 weeks in excess of 80 to 100%. And those are the cryptos that were identified in the model portfolio. One of the cryptos that we recommended, which is Strat, has gone up 220% gains. You saw that Neo, TRX, Litecoin, and Ethereum all approximately made between 80 and even 120%. Take your profits when you can and invest then in those coins that are identified in the top 40 crypto report that has the potential to make a lot more gains. The Bitcoin algorithm pattern. The Bitcoin price action remained positive and upwards, and nothing has changed in the algorithm pattern. See page 2 for details, and we'll go into that shortly. The Bitcoin algorithm pattern is perfectly on track to meet the percentage gains. Now, the Bitcoin date and time. We see an expansion of the date, time, and Bitcoin price has been suppressed for approximately 4 to 5 days. And I'll quickly show you the chart shortly. It is therefore logical that price could move on with approximately 5 days, with the following dates being the high points, either 10 January or 21 January or somewhere in between. Now, regardless of the date high point, we need to start preparing to exit the markets at or around 4,700, 4,800 up to 5,000 and beyond. This is explained in below exit plan. As per the algorithm data, we still expect the high point to be in the range of 5,337 or as high as 5,434. Closer to the time, we will provide updates, and as date moves on, the high point potentially can become lower, up to about 5,200. We also expect a strong sideways but upwards price action, with the potential for a multi-day price jump and or a very strong spike into the high point. We stay in the market and wait for a price increase upwards into dates of 10 January, 14 January, or even 18 January, and even as late as 21 January. It is therefore, guys, very important that we exit gradually and take profits when they present themselves. For example, Strat, you've seen it make 220% profit. It's time to take your profits. You've seen Ethereum making insane gains. Maybe take about 30, 40, or even 50% profit and invest that profits into other cryptos that has got the chance to make larger gains. Remember, again, I'm saying this in this video that this is not financial advice. This is all with regard to training purposes. Now, let's have a look at the chart below. In this chart below, you will see that on the left-hand side, we see that standard algorithm impulse wave has now finally executed. It's done, it's over. It went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, exactly as predicted. We then on number 2, the standard bullish pennant and breakout. And you can see that we went sideways here. And that black line, the line on the top and the line on the bottom, the black line is called a bullish pennant. So the market literally broke out there, it came back slightly as what it normally does. And then we have an impulse wave upwards. Now, if you look at this, you will see that we have an expansion of time of approximately, in my opinion, about 5 days. This sideways action, as a matter of fact, from approximately here till about where we are today, is 5 days longer than what it should be. But nonetheless, price will always move upwards and catch up with time. And as this moves potentially a little bit more sideways, our jump or spike upwards can be a lot more volatile, a lot more larger, hitting those levels of 4,500 and even 5,000 very, very quickly. This is just the time that we need to be patient. So we expect a price breakout somewhere around here, And the main important thing that we are looking at is that 32% gain that we are looking at to the level of 5337. As we go down, I left in this report the 31 December algorithm charts. You can see that we are now here in that red block. That is where we are, guys, in the last 30% of the algorithm play. Now, if you go to this chart also comes from about 30 December, and you can see that we said that we're going to move sideways, have a small jump upwards, and those jumps that happen, but they're just a little bit smaller. And we're kind of in this sideways pattern where we are expected to move upwards, and this can in itself be a multi-day uptrend, possibly into 10 January. If not 10 January, we could hit about 14 or even 18 January. Just be a little bit patient, play that out, and just wait. Just remember this, guys, you wait for those gains patiently. Don't get frustrated, don't get annoyed, just wait. And you can also see that these are the exit plan points. The first one there is 4711, and we will go into that a little bit later. Remember this, guys, the patient investor wins. That's all I'm going to say. Just wait. Just be patient. The exit plan and entry plan, very, very self-explanatory. The buying opportunities are presenting itself right now. It's good to enter into the market. What we do, we lather in our buys with 10% increments. If you've got $1,000, you spend $100 and you get into the market. Then you wait and see what the market does. And if the market drops, you buy more. Or if the market goes up, you then execute a lot more sales. So you lather in your buys. You use the same principle when you exit the markets. Now, major buy-in was expected at 3700. You can go through our old reports where we recommended that we get in at lower levels. And then as we pass at lower levels, we said that major buy-in then is at 3,700. Major buy-in is still good at around about the $4,000 mark. When the market hits 4,500, it is not recommended that you enter the markets. Only risk-adverse investors should then enter the market. But your percentage gains can be very minimal in Bitcoin, a little bit more in altcoins. So the exit plan, the tentative exit plan points are 4711 range and then upwards. And let me explain this to you. There is our first exit plan. As soon as we reach the level of 4711, then we've got another level of 4921, a third level of 5078, and another level of 5337. But closer to this time, as soon as we get to that high point, we will warn you and send out a new report with updated exit points. But for this time, as we see the market now, this is our exit plan. Be very careful when you get to this specific high point, because there is a lot of manipulation in price, and that high point could happen very, very swift and quick. You see that the manipulators are bringing the price sideways, and we could potentially have maybe one day where the market simply spikes upwards into the level of 5337 just to come back with a big drop. And have a look at the algorithm pattern. You can see there on the algorithm pattern, see that big drop there? That can potentially happen over a period of one day. If you snooze, you lose. So be very careful when we get to that high point. Be patient, be careful, check what is happening in the next week. And then we've got some extra technical data as well as the Bitcoin value indicator. You can literally see, and I want to bring your point here to manipulation. Manipulation is now at 33%. The powers that be, those manipulate and suppress the price of Bitcoin, in the last week have bought up all the Bitcoin they require. Now what's going to happen is that they are going to run the price upwards in the next week. When the price is up to a high point of approximately 5,000, a little bit over 5,000, they are going to drop the price of Bitcoin very, very quickly. So the manipulation in our books, we've seen that increased substantially. The aggravation on social media is completely down. There's a lot of positive news about cryptos. But the problem is this also, guys. Remember, the powers that be, the manipulators, look at these figures. They want positive sentiment in the market. And as soon as that positive indicator reaches approximately 60%, which can happen in the next 2 or 3 days, then they will run the market upwards because everybody is positive, and then every man and his dog is starting to buy cryptos and Bitcoin. That's exactly what they want. And when they have everybody in and everybody is buying and you see that people are going crazy, bang, they drop Bitcoin like a rock. My job here is to warn you and help you to get out of the market before that happens. Don't be greedy. Take your profits. If it's a small amount of profit, 40%, take it. Okay? Many of you have emailed me and I said to you, congratulations that you've sold. You've sold Strat at 220%. You've sold NEO at over 100% profit. You've sold a lot of other coins like Tron, TRX. You may not want to take your entire 100% off the table, but maybe then sell 50% of that and cash it in and keep it in profit, guys, because you don't want to lose. When this market drops, it will drop very, very quickly. Slow to go up. One of the other technical indicators I want you to refer to is the inverted head and shoulders. That could potentially now play out, and what happens next is that little uptrend there. Again, if we miss the date of 10 January, we may go to 14 January and even 18 January. But just be patient. Okay, we stay patient. Now into the world stock markets. The powers that be has got many tricks up their sleeves. Do not underestimate the power of these people that manipulate the markets. We have seen, if we go back here into this chart of December 2018, that the market dropped here, and just recently now the market started coming up again. Yes, it could drop a little bit more, but they could push the market up again. Now, if these markets are going to stay low, expect here somewhere in March, April, that the president of the USA could potentially announce war with Venezuela. It will not be a full-out war. It could be rumors of war. And what does rumors do? They push up the world stock markets. Why do you think is the president bringing the troops back from the Middle East? It will all be rumors of war, not a physical war, but rumors will allow that the factories that create weapons and ammunition will start producing a lot more. There will be a positive influence in the world stock markets. And we see the world stock markets going up. I see gold and silver going up. And I see Bitcoin going up moderate. And I'll explain this to you shortly. So don't worry too much about the world stock markets, but do keep an eye on that. Whether the world stock markets go up or whether it goes down, it's going to be good for cryptocurrencies. The year of 2019 is going to be characterized by farming and increasing the amount of Bitcoin that you have in your portfolio. If you take, for example, your portfolio now and you convert that back into how much Bitcoin you have, you may have 10, 20, or 30 Bitcoin. So take a mental picture of that. In the next month or 2 or 3, you want to make sure that you increase your Bitcoin from 10 to 15, from 20 to 25, from 30 to 40. The job is in 2019 to increase your portfolio by the amount of Bitcoin you have. When we get to the big uptrends, you will have Bitcoin, enough Bitcoin that your portfolio is staggering. Don't always look at the value of the dollar because it will make you disappointed and will break your morale. You need to increase in this year the amount of cryptocurrencies that you have as well as the amount of Bitcoin in your portfolio. The way you're going to do it is, and I want you to go and study this yourself. At AA, you start buying. At BB, you sell. AA is the low point. BB is the high point. You sell. Then you wait at CC, where we're going to get back in the market. If you take that high point money and you come back in the market at the low, you increase the amount of Bitcoin that you have in your portfolio. Remember, you do not necessarily need to own Bitcoin, but I want you to have a look at your portfolio now and say, how much is my portfolio worth in Bitcoin? You always want to increase that. So go through this scenario. This is only an example. It's not a true life event. It's only an example. But if you can get and understand what I mean with that, you will understand it and you will get it. Now, what is 2019 going to look like? 2017 had an uptrend year up till 2018, the high point, and then we had a whole downtrend there. Now, guys, understand me correct. This is not a bear market. This is part of the overall large, big picture view for Bitcoin. This trend is normally just a large, very large ABC correction. as part of the bull market. Now, we may come downwards to certain points here in 2019. We may go up and we may go sideways. And in time on the webinars, I'm going to reveal where Bitcoin is going to go for 2019 and 2020 and 2021. But you need to be mentally prepared for what I'm going to show you. So click on that button, get your webinar access. That is where we are going to release this information. But in 2019, this year, we need to farm for Bitcoin. We need to increase our Bitcoin. We are like the farmers. The farmers gather the seeds, they buy the seeds, and at the right time, between 2019 and 2020, we sow those seeds. Then we go back and we have to water those seeds, and we have to destroy all the weeds. So that means that we have to move certain cryptos, discontinue certain cryptos because they won't exist anymore. So we'll move from crypto 1 to crypto 5, for example. We'll change our model portfolio. So between 2019 and 2020 is farming, planting, and then the harvest is going to come between 2020 and 2021. Now this is only super cycle number 2. Although it looks like a downtrend, it's not really a downtrend. This is the year where you also need to have a lot more patience. A farmer goes and plows the land, he then sows the seed, he then waters the seed, and he waits for the rain to come, and nutrients will come into those seeds and will start growing. And it takes a farmer a whole year before he takes his harvest at the right time. But when the farmer gets that harvest, it's big money. It's because the farmer was patient. And I'm also going to show you during the year of 2019 how we are going to make over 500% gains. Yes, guys, it's going to happen. Now remember, in this downtrend year, from the beginning of the year till the end of this year, we made a 518% gain in our model portfolio. And on 31 August, we sold the entire model portfolio. We are going to do the same year. We are going to go sideways upwards, and I'm going to show you where those uptrends are and how you can benefit from this. So the next step here is the model portfolio. Now you can see that Litecoin had a really good run. EOS and OMG is still yet to explode. NEO over 100% gains, Ethereum over 100% gains. There's some really good coins in here. Tron, very good gains. As a matter of fact, Stratus as well, 220%. So have a look at this model portfolio here, guys. That's very good to have these kind of cryptos in your model portfolio. Then also remember to have a look at the top 40 crypto report. In that report, we highlight what are the big movers. Now, Bitcoin still has got 32% to go, and strong altcoins over 60%. Just be patient, be very careful what's going to happen in the next week or 2 or the next 10 days. I wish you good luck. Have a great time. This is Marius Land.